how is me stating what someone is doing in any way going to become a political issue? Like, how is it going to become
No, I think she's well. Actually, I think I understand, but I don't know if I can explain it right now. I don't know, like, if I can formulate it into
like, people are going to be like, oh, this person is running around talking about people, but then it's like, all right, cool, but like, it was something to talk about. It was an event. It's not like I'm just, oh, this person's mean and nasty, and I didn't like the way how they conducted themselves in their street. I don't like the way how, like, it's like, I'm not shitting on people. I'm just saying, hey, shorty was giving it up, fake nip slipping on, you know what I'm saying high as fuck in the stream, like, blah, blah, here's the titty, please send me corn.
Good. Unexpected. ありがとうございます。私は少し日本語を話します。Thank you.
But you know, mofos are extra and childish and can't process simple statements or facts. You know what, Jazz, you're right, man. I don't know what I was thinking out here.
Exactly.
But it really seems like somebody's talent manager is out here wilding. Like, is out here specifically trying to...
Okay, wait, continue.
Yeah, I don't know who the talent manager is, my nigga. I don't know anything about that. But I do know that, you know what I'm saying, there's been a increase of cats coming on here and doing some wild shit, like some non-livid. Like, one nigga was like, what was happening out here? They was like brandishing weapons and shit. I ain't never seen them again since, but son definitely had a pistol on stream. I don't know if it was real or not, but they was like pointing it at the camera and shit. And I was just like, I just happened to be in there, and I was just like,
hello, Gigi. I know somebody.
The fuck is y'all doing? Like, who is you being tough for? Who are you threatening in the livid comments that you got to pull your weapon out and shit like that?
Strip, yes. So a
strip club promoter.
Perhaps.
OnlyFans, man. OnlyFans. And old girl was definitely like, what's the more of the story, King?
More story, because I think, you know, I know God is very repetitive. I think God is trying to lead us to make an OnlyFans account. I'm kidding.
Yo, that was a good one. You set me up. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? God is very repetitive. What the hell? He's trying to lead us to collaborate.
I saw you in Real Madrid.
For real though, Jazz, like, okay, so I understand it's stupid, but I understand when like gang affiliated niggas get on social media and talk to other gang affiliated niggas and get all tough and start brandishing weapons and shit like that. Like, it's stupid, but I can understand where that comes from. This nigga's on Livid in a dead stream, playing pistols and smoking weed into the camera. Like into the camera. I'm like, bro, what are you doing with your life that's how you're behaving on your phone? I don't get it.
Obviously nothing, you know. Gotta find something to do. That's entertainment.
But I'm different though, you feel what I'm saying? Cause like, in my streets, it was different. We did dumb shit. Don't listen. We did a lot of dumb shit, but it was different.
Please elaborate.
We didn't do dumb shit to the phone. We didn't do dumb shit to nobody. You feel what I'm saying? We did dumb shit to people. We didn't do dumb shit to nobody. I guess that's the difference.
Wait a minute. Say again.
Nothing.
You did dumb stuff.
So you was asking me earlier about my entire life story, and I was curious as to what it was that you was trying to like figure out.
I don't know.
Like, I want to know what you wanted to know.
Got you. I don't know. I was intrigued by, I guess, just your upbringing. Like, were there any kind of, one thing that I think about is like, you know, culturally, like, where you're in.
What's it like being mixed? Is what you're saying? What's it like being mixed? What is that like?
What is it like?
Did you have one foot in the white world and one foot in the black world?
Yes, sir. Did you feel accepted? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so many of that. You know, question like that.
This is America, my nigga. What the fuck do you think happened?
So, please elaborate. Yes. Oh wait. Before we get into that, elaborate on what we were talking about earlier. Do dumb stuff to people.
You don't tell us nothing. Well, I mean, it's about context.
We want to know you, Yellow. You don't tell us.
I think there's a context that we don't ever enter into that allows for me to share in that way.
See,
like if I'm on my stream, then I'm trying to enter.
He's hitting us with a Mr. J Beast right now.
What?
But when he can explain, but he kind of when he can tell us what's going on, but then kind of deviates and maneuvers and weaves and bobs.
No. I'm simply explaining why I don't tell you niggas nothing. It's because mostly in the context is I'm either entertaining on my stream and I have things that I kind of want to talk about, or I'm in the comments and it's just it's too much typing. You feel what I'm saying? To like really get into it. And I don't like talking about myself to all you motherfuckers.
And why is that?
I'm not a good like I share. I don't have any issue with sharing. I just don't do it. I guess. I don't hide. I just don't share. I guess it's really what.
You kind of like a spider.
I don't come from that. Like people in my family don't share.
Thank you for the music.
You say, yeah, well, private. Yeah, I'm private. Yeah, I guess that would be the way to.
Private.
I'm private.
You can say you're private.
But nah, niggas want to talk. You feel me? I love talking about myself. That's one of my favorite things to do. You feel what I mean? Like, because I'm so incredible. Like in my mind, I recognize that from everybody else's perspective, I'm trash. But like in my mind, nigga, when I'm looking from inside out, my God.
Wait, what?
Like God body, my nigga. Like, come on, son. Arm, leg, arm, head. You heard? Not sure. I'm talking nonsense now.
I was like, wait. I hear you. Social distancing. Okay, I think that's specific to why we were.
Facts, Jazz.
I'm private 2 a.m.
Facts. Big facts. Gigantic non-fictions.
Thank you.
Humongous verifiables.
No, fella, I hear you. Thank you very much. And I was wondering, I was like, the music points. Yes, thank you very much once again.
Oh, there's a social distance? Damn, I didn't even peep that.
There's a social distancing, distance points.
Of course there is. These niggas stay trying to capitalize off of, like, that shit is trashy. Like, what was the other one? Happy Quarantine? That is trash.
Happy Quarantine.
Yo, man.
I don't like telling people ish, LMAO.
Word.
I had the opposite problem when I was younger. And even low key too. No,
I was about to say, past tense?
Yes, past tense, not now. When I was younger. Technically, I was younger yesterday, but anyways. So
when I was younger 3 minutes ago when I was telling you about the gym spa. And my Norwegian girlfriend, which never came back up again.
Oh no, but I would like too talkative, share too much. At the same time, I don't know. My sister used to say this to people when I forgot when they bring up certain things. She'd be like, "You don't have to tell him; he'll tell on himself."
Right.
Got to do better with that. And I didn't have like a filter beforehand. I just kind of say it like, But Riku. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like trained up to not talk about. Well,
that's a good.
My father never really talked about the past much at all. Like not his past, none of that. Like unless, and I do it the same way. Unless it directly relates to whatever's happening in this moment, we don't do very much storytelling. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
you see what
my mom was kind of just useless for the most part.
Oh, gotcha.
Like she's schizophrenic, so I didn't know for most of the time, you don't really know what's real and what's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What actually happened and what she just like created. Well, at first I couldn't tell. Then I started to kind of like recognize the cues, you know. But yeah, so in that I never really there was no role model for me to be like, all right, sharing is dope. You feel what I'm saying? It's just nobody ever did it. And then I was trained to like keep family shit secret. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's just what niggas do in the projects. See, y'all might not know nothing about that. You know what I mean? But in the projects, you don't want nobody in your business because all you motherfuckers are too close to each other and in everybody's business anyway.
And everybody.
Like you try to keep everything as secret as possible. And then when I got into the streets, you know what I mean? It was just even more like, nah, don't never talking about nothing that you're doing because one, you don't know who's gonna tell. You don't know who's gonna try and like, you know,
how they gonna
insert themselves into what you're doing. You feel like you never know what somebody's intention is, you know. So basically growing up in the projects taught me not to never share nothing. There might have been too many negatives.
No.
But I absolutely did not feel accepted in anywhere. Nigga, in my black family, I was the white boy. I was too white. I was a cracker in the hood, like in the projects with my black dad. I was actually darker than I am now. I don't know why that has happened. I have been asking my doctor that shit for a long time, but bitch don't tell me nothing.
Maybe a mild case to vitiligo, perhaps? Vitiligo?
Yeah, but it's even though. It's even though.
Yes, an even.
Like this is the best vitiligo in the history of vitiligo. I think it's something in the vaccines, my nigga. I think they turn us white. But anyway, but yeah, no. So like, I think it's just because I was outside more. But yeah, I was definitely, and then there was no white folks that like, there was no, like I had my white family that I saw, for holidays and stuff like that. But like, there's no relating to them. I grew up in the project, so there was no kind of, there was nothing for me to relate to them with. Feel what I mean?
Well, relate to
just like that for sure.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't grow up like around the projects, but I've spent a lot of time around the projects, especially when we're getting babysitted and everything. But yeah, it's very interesting. You know, I mean, I'm the kind of person that was, you know, coming from Mississippi. Even where I was, everyone knew everyone. You know, and from my recollection, I experienced a little bit of racism, like compared to my father, you know, like grew up, especially within the 50s and what have you. Like he spent a majority of his life becoming a civil rights lawyer, and he has like 2 books that he wrote on that and everything. I still need to read them, all of them. Riku, arigatou gozaimasu. You know, but I still remember like when I was dating the Norwegian girl, this wasn't quite racism, but this was like just concern, I think. When I was dating the Norwegian girl, of course, it's like, well, yeah, she's white here in Mississippi in the South and everything. And then my dad used to be like the head over like the Martin.
Wait, hold on. So was she Norwegian or was she like
from Norway? From Norway,
American, but her peoples were Norwegian. You feel what I'm saying? Like
no.
what?
She was an exchange student from Norway.
Okay, so she was Norwegian.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Very good at it.
So when y'all was like walking around and shit, it was like, nah, that's miscegenation right there. We don't like that type of shit. No mixed breeding out here.
No.
The bloodline separate.
You can definitely see eyes, but like, cause it's like it looks very weird if like, cause I remember her parents came to visit one time and we were at like before we went to my parents' place. It was like myself, her, and her parents, and we went to like Baskin Robbins, and I know people were just looking like, "What's this?" Like, well, that's
they got them a pet Negro.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, I'm pretty sure there was some thoughts like around there.
He's a light skinned
one. They didn't
though. I want
one. No, but like it's but I'm on,
Remember
man.
when we used to have Negroes? Oh man, those were the days. I mean, I wasn't there, but I read about them from my auntie and uncles, journals and diaries.
But yeah, it was just like
My fault, son.
my no, oh good, oh good. My dad was like the head over like Martin Luther King programs and everything, and hosting them and everything. So I kind of asked my dad. I was like, uh, what do you think about me bringing like Kristen her name's Kristen, to to the Martin Luther King program and everything, like just and he's like, well, look, I don't have a problem with it. People may say something, or like they may. He's kind of concerned with what people would kind of like say, doing like.
Well, that's not racism, because
no, it's not
like
racism
racism is a very specific thing, but it is racially charged discrimination. It is, because people are gonna feel a way because of racism. You know what I mean? But it's not that they're being racist. What they're being is prejudice, and ignorant. And a lot of it comes from, like, specifically from black people. It comes from a place of pain. You know what I'm saying? It's so it makes sense. But but it's still because of racism. So you could say that it's racism. There's no way that it's not.
Well, it's not. I know he said he didn't have a problem with it and everything. He's like become accepting of a lot of things, and yes, it is hard to kind of put certain things together, especially if you experience a lot of pain. Now we can't. I think it is very. I don't think it's fair to, and I don't think this is not what my father did, but I don't think it's fair to say like because, like for instance, because I was treated wrong by this person, I was white, or this person that's white, I hate all white people now. That's like, I think that's a messed up thing to do. Or if somebody says like because. Like, oh man, all terrorists are Arabic folks or something like that, so you can't trust those Arabs, blah, blah, this and that. I think that's a limiting mindset.
That's called prejudice. That's what prejudice is.
Definitely, to a certain degree. I was saying
that's what that is. Not to a certain degree, that's what it is. Well, it's so the difference is, so you could say it's racism, and most people will agree. Most people will call it racism, but like it's important that we understand the difference between racism and prejudice. Racism requires a system. You feel what I'm saying? Like racism is bigger than between two people. You feel what I mean? Like so yes, in general, when we're talking about it, we call it racism. But what it actually is prejudice. So yeah, you can call it racism, and I will call it racism. You feel what I'm saying? But like the difference is that racism requires like a system, like it requires institutions. Exactly. But it requires institutions. It requires like law enforcement. You feel what I'm saying? Jobs. Like it requires a hierarchy, a system. Yeah. Some kind of hierarchy. When it's just two individuals who are, for the most part, equal, then it's prejudice, regardless of what the reason is. Right? It's racial prejudice, but it's prejudice. Racism requires some kind of like power over the other.
That's exactly. Thank you for breaking that down. That is, I think, definitely the more specific definition of racism. So thank you for clearing that up. That's what yes.
But again, generally speaking, people will just call it racism, and it's become right in a sense. It's not right, but it's become the way how we talk about it.
A traditional thing that most brought up with birth. Gotcha.
Boom. Go off, Queen.
See that majority of people are referring to. Yes, actually, oppressing people is exactly. So thanks for clearing that up. Indeed.
So the black people who would have a problem with the white girl at the Martin Luther King thing are exhibiting the same prejudice that the white folks who would have the problem with y'all being in a relationship. They're exhibiting the same prejudice. It's just for different reasons. And one of those things is also racist.
Got you. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, it was just kind of business, but all in all, like it wasn't. My experience, some people are like, oh dang, I would never step foot in Mississippi. I bet on it. Yes, definitely. But it's not like as racist some people would say or think. Now I did
No,
question.
Mississippi is extremely racist.
This
They hide. So the racism
well, no, okay, this
again
is,
is
listen,
about the
listen.
system. You feel what I mean? So it's not so much about the people. The people are racist. When push comes to shove, they're going to choose their side.
There's a
You
lot
feel
of
what I'm saying?
True.
Because
yes,
I'm not saying all of them are. I'm just saying for the most part.
According to the definition, yes. According to the definition, yes. So I mean, well, in terms of what
I'm not
prejudice per se.
You don't have to. I stopped talking so you can put the mic down. Thank you.
I will not put this mic down. What I will do is I will speak. And can you hear me?
No, say. But yeah, very interesting upbringing that I had, and I think my father had a very different one. Just to kind of get a little bit on it. I'm not mad at the prejudice black people. Sorry, we're tired. Well, here's what I will say. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of pain from certain things that have happened, and that
I understand it. I'm still mad at it.
Continuously happen. Yeah, that are continuously happening. Continuously
to this day.
So I hate when.
But that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that.
What I was gonna say is that what I will say is that when somebody says that happened a long time ago.
No.
Yes, exactly.
No.
I'm like,
no. These hands work. You know what else happened a long time ago? These hands didn't. These hands been working a long time ago.
That happened a long time ago.
These hands started working.
Like yesterday?
Word. For real though. For real. So, mad long ago.
Here's the thing. I mean, I follow this like 2 pages on Instagram now that shows like the injustice that goes on. One of the most recent things for sure, injustice. One of the most recent things for sure are the whole mask deal. You see some of these people of color getting taken down for not wearing a mask, but you go to like Manhattan or something, and people are enjoying their lives not with a mask or anything, and some of the police are, I don't know, like it's the conditioning behind by what's going on is crazy. Wait, what'd you say?
It's so fucking trash. It's so fucking.
100%.
It's pure, unadulterated racism. Now, I do think that the media, or social media especially, has a tendency to take images or take instances and not provide the proper context around them. Mm-hmm. But the fact that these things are happening in the first place is because of historic and systemic racism. And so, like, there's no reason why you can't hand masks out in the projects if you can hand masks out in the fucking park. There's no reason. Right. That just doesn't. Hey, y'all, you know what? Y'all lose your clothes. Here, take these masks and go somewhere else, bro. Just spread out. You feel what I'm saying? Go inside. Like, we're trying to prevent. Because here's the issue, niggas. And yeah, I don't like y'all because I'm the police, but y'all die more often. Right now, y'all. So, like, chill out. Take these masks and go somewhere else. If y'all don't want to, all right, fuck it. Then y'all gonna be the ones who die and get sick. We don't let y'all into our stores and malls and shit anyway, right? We don't let y'all feel comfortable nowhere where we at. So why are we even concerned about it? It's pure. Like, they can be racist and not be so abusive.
True. They can be. Wait, they can be racist and not so abusive?
Protest. While whites continue to kill us and get away. Hold on.
Oh, wait, what did In the Zone say for a second? Okay, Mazi, as you have been on here a few shows, these trades on here from a few of the Asian side. I think, are you saying like...
He's saying the Asians are racist.
Oh, there's an actual museum, not all Asians, right? But like, there's a museum. I shared this, I think, with Theo Jazz, but there's a museum in like China or something that literally has African people or black folks directly beside a particular animal, and it is conditioned in their minds to correlate that animals with black folks, you know. And I mean, there's more than just that, but that's an interesting thing. And let me see what AO Jazz type. All blacks do is forgive, protest. And Ruben, I had a discussion with this about Ruben. I said, we are some of the most forgiving folks in the world. And he's like, man, what are you doing? Anyways, protest while whites continue to kill some whites and get away with literally lynching us in broad daylight. The police system supposed to protect us, and the bigger fear after that, we have a reason to feel the way we feel towards some whites. We can't even leave our dang houses. Now I will say this: there's a lot of facts behind that, and no offense to anyone in here that is Caucasian or whatnot. And some people, it's kind of like Amanda Seale said this. So there are some people that are considered white, and some people that so happen to be white per se. And I think she was talking about some people abusing the white privilege per se, and then some people who understand, like I understand that this is something that is messed up in the world, and want to be a change in the difference of using it for a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That it makes sense. Yellow, thing for the like, and yeah, I definitely read what you're saying, and take heed to that. AO Jazz, in the zone 3X AO Jazz, you are so right. Indeed, they can be racist and not be abusive. You mean what's that? Blatant. Gotcha.
So no, I didn't mean blatant. I meant abusive. They can be blatantly racist. I don't really. So my issue
they don't have to take it all the way. He said they can be racist, but they can also be racistly respectful.
Huh? Say it again.
You said like racist, but not like they can be racist, but they don't have to kill us or something. Or what do you mean?
Right.
They can be racist.
Yeah. You don't have to you don't have to touch people for being too close to each other. That does like that. The logic in that is ridiculous. So you had to beat these folks up because they weren't doing what you're saying, because you're telling them to get away from each other because they're too close to each other. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's terror. They are terrorizing, and they have been doing it for decades.
That's crazy. And honestly, I don't think it will be fully or understood to a certain degree unless you are someone of color, and especially if you are someone of color and brought up in a particular way and haven't been super protected, you know. I'll wait for him to come back. AO Jazz says, I'm aware of the Museum Kimbazi. I posted on my Instagram. Gotcha. Hold on. Let me accept this. Got you. I think I posted in our group that we had in the zone 3X. AO Jazz says, and yes, ma'am, indeed.
I be touching too much shit.
Says China is an extremely racist country. Oh, really? It's wild.
Yeah, like intensely.
Got you. Wow.
But I do want to address something though that Jazz said. Although I can't see it now because I fell out.
Oh, got you. Okay. That she's the longer comment or something later?
Yeah, no, it was the long one. I remember it now though. So, So she was saying, like, I understand, or no, I'm not mad at black folks for hating white people, and I am. I'm mad at black folks for hating white people, because it's just as illogical and irrational as them hating us. I understand why.
It's the hurt people factor, but I think
but it's more than that though. Because it's one thing to hate. It's one thing to hate the system of oppression and the people who support it. It's another thing to then direct that at, like, say, the girl who you bring to the Martin Luther King rally. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a different thing.
Of course.
And the issue is that because
you'd be categorizing all instead of some, per se.
Right. But even still, because it's like this. All white folks benefit from systemic racism. All white folks benefit from it, right?
Systems, yes.
It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I forgot what I was gonna say, but because we don't have the power to do the same to them, we then make it personal. We then attack individuals personally because of the pain that they have historically beset upon us. You dig what I'm saying? And that isn't useful or helpful. We have to address the systems, and we do, and we are. But obviously it's not working. Well, it is working. It is working. Slowly, it's working, but it's just not working.
Limit, but it is. There's things that work. It's kind of doing this.
No one wants to forgive the abuser. No one wants. See, that's the problem right there. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
Like Jazz is saying here, y'all always want us to forgive the abuser when they don't give a fuck about us and they continue to support the narratives and not fight for us. They sit and watch from their privileged porch. No one wants you to forgive your abuser. That's crazy. I don't think that whole concept of forgiveness is a real thing. I think it's stupid, and it is a problem. We can fight the systems without then attacking our brothers and sisters who happen to fall in love with people who are white. You feel what I'm saying? Or dating people who are white. If now those white people do then have to. They have to stand up for our shit and fight against the bullshit that they benefit from. They have to, but they can't not benefit from it. So like, because that person doesn't have to worry about being pulled over because they're white, or being in some way systemically, right, like economically, sociologically, educationally, or in other ways oppressed or held back because of their skin color, doesn't automatically make them the enemy. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. No,
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that the numbers show that they do, Jazz. What I'm saying is that if a white person is going to be involved with a black person who is involved in any kind of like, or takes the state of race in this nation seriously, they have to then be an ally to that. They can't really be, in my opinion. Now, people are going to do that, right? People are going to be separate. They're going to just say, well, I love this person, so I'm going to fuck them and have kids with them, but they're never really going to understand. We're never really going to understand each other. People do that all the time, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that ideally, that's what you want. That's what you want to happen. You want them to be an ally. Treating an individual as if they're responsible for everything that the history has done, it's stupid. It's irresponsible and it's irrational. You feel me? It's all about I'm hurt, so I'm gonna hurt you, like Kmazi said, and that isn't useful. And it also perpetuates a lot of things that keeps people like. The only reason why I feel this way is because I lived the way that I did. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with the niggas who I was with, in the trenches with, you feel what I'm saying? Always on the side of not liking me because I was half white. And that is unreasonable and irrational.
It is.
And I can see that same thing happening.
That you think you're better or something.
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't really know. I think that is kind of the go-to line. You know what I'm saying? I think people say that, but I don't know that it's about that. At this point, you feel what I'm saying? I think that it's just a habit that's been passed down to us. I think that it started that way. You feel what I'm saying? But I think it's just a habit that's been passed down to us at this point.
Sorry, I'm responding. I'm listening.
A majority aren't allies or willing to risk their privilege to help us. Yeah, but that's true. That's true.
And now, and then on a personal level too, I'm not giving someone the benefit of the doubt on certain things, but people people fear more of what they can lose rather than what they can gain per se. So,
of course, it's human nature.
So the fear of loss is like, well, dang, this is kind of working, but like then there's some people that it takes courage. It does. Like looking from the other side, from my perspective, it takes courage to stand up for what is right. And it's like, well, dang, there's more. When you see some people that are like against you, it's like, well, dang, what if I stand up for what is right? What's gonna happen to me?
But it's courage, but it's also perspective. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they just can't even see the shit. They just don't see it.
Exactly. The genetic makeup from what has been practiced over years, as I mentioned, practice makes permanent, and that stuff is passed on. It's like, what is your upbringing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did AO say something?
Yo, Jazz is hot right now. She said, "Whoa, white people." No one is saying that. No one's saying, "Whoa, white." This isn't about them, my nigga. This is about us. You can't.
I know
we don't have the power to change the system. We don't have it. We don't have the power to separate ourselves from their system. We don't have it. We have to use their system the way that it works in order to get the things that we need. We have to do it that way.
And this is what's necessary for people that are white. In order for a lot of things to change and very quickly, then all of us, black, white folk, specifically I would say black and white folk, especially some white folk definitely need to help with that.
There's the only way that it's going to happen. That's the only way that it's going to happen.
That's the only way.
Is with their help.
If there's,
it has to be a majority. It has to be a bigger group of people that can then say no. You feel what I'm saying? Like it has to be. It's essentially a democratic process. It has to be more people fighting against it than allowing for it to continue.
And I also encourage you. I understand the anger. I really do. But I want you to, because what's something if anger does cloud, then we lose sight of vision. So I want you to understand that, and I'm not saying that you do have a right to feel how you feel. I'm saying look even further. You know what I'm saying? Look even deeper. You know what I'm saying? Don't let certain. I would encourage you not to let the anger consume you, because then, without even trying to, the Anakin effect will happen. I call it the Anakin effect. Some of this stuff, because, and I'll use it as a quick example to not elaborate too long. Anakin, what happened to Anakin Skywalker? Because of fear, because of anger, because of so many other things, he became the very thing that he was fighting against. So if we're not careful, those things could happen. So we have to be smart and wise like the people that we are. Adrian, hello, how are you doing? And powerful in that way. I say, we can.
Yeah. So, Jazz, you're absolutely right. Unreasonable was the wrong word. Irrational was the word that I should have used. It's perfectly reasonable for us to hate white folks. I do. I do. But I don't hate. I try not to be angry at individuals before they've given me a reason to be angry at them. It's just a different thing. The concept of white people, I hate the group. I hate them historically. I hate them racially. You feel what I'm saying? Like systemically, I don't like anything about it.
Gotcha. You're saying how specific, so you mean you hate?
No, but it is about anger though, because you're angry about it. That's why it's okay to trash an individual white person just for being white. It's because you're angry at them. It's not, like I said, it's not unreasonable. That was the wrong word to use, but it is irrational. It's perfectly reasonable and it's understandable, but it just doesn't do anything beneficial. It doesn't help you.
Of course not. Now, I don't know the whole situation, of what happened, like in terms of while it was going on with Ahmad, and if if they had an opportunity, not now the people who murdered him and the cameraman, their intentions, I don't know how fast everything happened, and if they had the opportunity to stop it, or if somebody saw it. Yeah, definitely there are things that do happen on a day-to-day basis where that people do have the opportunity to stop certain things from happening, and they just sit by the wayside and look. But I'm not sure. I don't know what happened in this case. Now, as he has been murdered, can they use their privilege to nip it in the bud and get these people that are blatant out murderers in jail for life, or get the death penalty? They do have the power to do that. You know, is it going to happen? It may unlikely. You know, we'll see. Because it's like, yes, there are people that are killing us out in the street. You do feel a pain, you do feel hurt. It's kind of like you keep losing your brother, your sister, your child
over and over and over
and over and over and over again,
again, and then you're reminded about it over and over
again on a day-to-day basis. It happened just now. You know,
it's infuriating.
Yeah, it's so anger is built. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Sometimes there's a time to definitely be angry now. So angry, and but it's like, okay, so what do we do? I mean, what all can we possibly do? We can express and we can show our feelings, but how do we promote change? You know, what is the best way to promote change? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to communication, what is a way, and communication has to be received. How can it best be received? You know, to the proper folks, and how can action, communication, then action be taken? You know, because we've communicated and talked so long, but how can now action be taken? You know what I'm saying? I think is one of the main questions. Tag comment was just a few old continue using site which is full of scams, and another for our folks that are fools. Then you take Levi's, which is healthier to you. Try and welcome a large percentage of Japanese or Chinese, which are even worse towards expensive. Definitely it will if their English is limited. Actually, some people do take advantage and think of themselves as superior. Now, beyond black and white, you know, some people think if you can't speak a certain language that I speak, then you're inferior to me. You know, and then other things, like when you've been raised to a certain degree thinking that you are a superior race, not even ethnicity, but a race, when it's the human race. But when you think, then you act in a way, some people act in a way where we, of course, if we are considered not even but a percentage of a human being, you know what I'm saying? And when that has been conditioned, it is something that is habitual. It's rough to break, but you got to work on that stuff. You can change anything, you know. But you know, it's like it's all up to the powers that be in order to a certain degree, in order to change that, to alter that. Sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. I've been saying thing you just put in. Hello, I never said trash. So treat them the way they treat us. Gotcha. Okay, you said you never said that there was a note left as memorial saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't stop them." Wow. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's a conglomerate of, like I said, there are opportunity for that. I think it's a conglomerate of things. Fear being one of them, and then fear placed where, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's more than just fear of well, I feared for my life, so I didn't want to get in the way. You know, I think fear placed in multiple places, and like what can I lose? Like I said, what do I lose in the process, right? For standing up for this person. So then, if it feels too strenuous or stressful on some things, it's like, well, the fight or flight thing happens. That's just in human nature per se. Then again, if you see that over and over, sometimes it's just it hits the fan even for some white folks, you know. And only if it's just one or two people that are white that are trying to stand up for something big, then they might as well join the party with us, black folks that are trying to stand up for ourselves and don't have aren't granted the power to do so when we are oppressed. It has to be a majority, in order for something grand to happen. And we try to promote change. They don't care because it disrupts and affects their privilege. Now this is true, and in some cases, like there's multiple reasons, but yeah, when your dad was young. Hello, how are you doing, Chris? How are we doing? But yeah, but
some of them do care though.
Exactly. That's why I said this. That's why I keep saying some. That's what I mean by that. I don't want you to think that I'm talking about like, well, some this doesn't affect and this and that. All are affected, but some do care.
No, most white folks don't care. Or at least they don't care enough to take any kind of action because it doesn't affect them. Unfortunately, also, most black folks don't care because we don't know what to do. You feel what I'm saying? Right, so it's like...
Or we accept, it's like, well, this is the way it's got to be. As long as I have this, and that, I'm adaptable enough to live this way, and be good. Y'all are taking these statements like OMG. No, don't say all. I'm not literally saying every single white person. Well, we're clarifying along the way, because even through text, things can be misconstrued. Even so we're clarifying.
No, it's not. It's not really about misconstrued for me.
Yeah. Okay. What is it for you?
When this conversation started, it started because you were advised against taking a white girl to a Martin Luther King rally. You feel what I'm saying? Or whatever. What was it? It was event, some kind of honoring of Martin Luther King.
A Martin Luther King event. I was like my father stated his opinion at the time.
Yeah, no, I know. But what was the event?
It was a Martin Luther King, one of our yearly Martin Luther King events that we have.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that's how the conversation started. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the context at which I'm looking through it, and that's what connects to me personally. You feel what I'm saying? As being mixed and shit. I'd imagine that. Well, I know that my family, my black family, they were accepting of my mother, but they were also trashing white folks all the time. That's just what we do as niggas. That's just what we do.
I understand to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello. Because it's not saying like. It's not like saying like. We're speaking down, like they weren't speaking down on your mom specifically or whatnot, were they? But it's
definitely, yes. But that's not the point though. What I'm saying is habitually we hate the people who hate us. You feel what I'm saying? And that's cool. But you can't I understand why. It's not cool. I understand why, but I don't like it. Because it's not helpful. It doesn't help us in any way. At least I don't see how it helps.
What helps? We know what is. We know the pain. Now, what can we do to help? You know what I'm saying? And what can they do to help? Because it's like this is just repetitive to me. You know what I'm saying? And we've been sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. For a very long time, for generations to come, before all of us.
Generations. And it's going to keep going.
Right. So that is completely frustrating. And some people are not gonna understand. I would say some black and white people aren't gonna, definitely white, but like there's some black people that are not gonna understand to like the pain or like what is and why it is the way it is, if it's consistent. I'll say this as an example. It's probably a bad example, but you know, even with my, I'll say this for purpose of earlier what you mentioned, like my even though my recent ex is Portuguese Angolan, you know, which is like somewhere, Angola is like in Africa, whatnot. She could pass for like a completely white woman, you know, and so when we were talking outside and we were talking outside in Vegas, and I was approached by this heavyset white man who's a police. Instantly, I was like, "Be careful of your movements."
Yeah, you would die.
This could be your last. This could be your last breath that you breathe.
Yeah, you would die.
And so there's a small little fear of like.
Always, it's not small.
Man,
constantly.
Oh, it's constant. Yeah. Of man, don't kill me, man. Like or like, I'm not trying to die today. I'm not trying to die today. You know, like
I'm not trying to go to jail.
I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to
because you in a bad mood.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Please don't let me be your angry punching bag.
Right.
You know, like don't take your stress out on me. Go to a rec room or something. You know.
Word.
You know, like, and so that's something that went through my head. That's something that probably never went through her head at all. You know.
Not even close.
Not even close. And so I had to kind of explain that to her. She didn't quite get it until she kind of saw a tidbit of something that happened when she was in Canada, and then her African friend was like thrown off the bus for something. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this racist thing happened." And like, because when I try to talk about my passion about what goes on and what happens with racist incidents that happen all the time, she would kind of deviate or kind of be like, or it kind of came out to me like she didn't really care, but she was more so like uncomfortable, I think, until something happened, and then she became like, "Oh my gosh, like this is a real thing," because naturally when something is wrong and if it happens to them and it is personal, then something can change very quickly.
Right. That's because people are mad dumb. People are mad dumb, and that's just the way it is. That's just something that we have to accept, which is why I don't think it's okay to just be angry at white folks. You know what I mean? I still do it, but it's not. It isn't helpful. Being informed, you feel what I'm saying? That's always good. Being realistic about what the facts are, you feel what I mean? That's always good. These motherfuckers do have privilege that we don't have access to, and they don't want to lose it. But I don't know that there's a way that they can really lose their privilege either. You feel what I'm saying? Like even if we were able, because so the only way that I think we're gonna ever be able to have the equality that we were promised, right? Which we never were really promised it, but that's not the point. The only way that we are gonna have the equality in this nation is if we have. Well, it certainly is not.
Because of who is considered. Okay, go ahead, continue.
What we have to do is we have to change the laws. We literally have to change the people who are making the laws, and then change the people who are upholding the laws, and then change the laws. We have to do all of that, and we have to do it all at once. And the only way to do that is by engaging in a political system. Most of us don't vote. And that's the least you can do. That's the least you can do to be any kind of any kind of a responsible citizen. You feel what I'm saying? But we don't.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? We have to use our money.
True, and I do get why some people haven't voted, but then.
Of course, I understand why, but
Right.
it's stupid. it's
Yeah.
irrational.
Would you say is irrelevant now as to the reasoning why? Because it's like, oh, it does count, you know.
No, I'm saying it's irrational.
Got you. Okay.
Like we have to. That's why we fought for it, because we have to, because it's the only way to make it work.
Right. Which
in most places, the person who is deciding whether or not we're going to pursue a case or send people to jail, you feel what I'm saying, is voted into office. The person who decides how police officers are going to be handled or treated, you know what I'm saying, charged or not charged or any of that shit is voted into office. Most of these positions are chosen. We're not doing the choosing. You feel what I'm saying? The reason why we're not doing the choosing is because we are systemically, purposefully left out or hindered in being able to do that. Unfortunately,
exactly.
We have to do everything that we can to fight against that as well. You feel like we have to do it all. It's a lot. It's too much, but we have to do it. And the only way that we're going to do it and get people to help us do it is by being informed and not being irrational, not being emotional to the point where it distracts from us actually doing what has to be done.
Yep.
You can let your emotion, you can let it fuel you, but you can't let it guide you.
Exactly. Otherwise, there's more corruption to follow.
Well, things are going to stay the same, which is,
corrupt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
But definitely. Hello, AP Dora. How are you doing? But yeah, I understand that all of this is definitely a touchy subject, but it's because it is a very touchy situation.
Immensely.
Hello, Chef, how you doing? Immensely, and it is a tough topic. A constant thing that is going on.
Yeah. And I'm one of the worst people to talk about tough topics with, because I'm not sensitive to feelings.
I don't think.
Well, Jazzy hasn't said anything, so I don't even know if she's still here. You feel what I'm saying?
She may or may not be here. I'm not sure, but I can.
She was like, "Nah, fuck what this white nigga's talking about."
I can understand her feel of fire. She may be listening. Then again, she may.
So much, Joe.
I don't know.
7, Sirius, Mirek,
but I get it.
Suzy,
I definitely get it.
Junior, Farmers.
I shouldn't even say, which I'm not gonna say. I'll say this, but it wasn't. I was gonna say I'm blessed to have gone through only this, but I'm not blessed to only have gone through this. It shouldn't have never happened. So in 2004, that's when you came out.
Right.
Yeah, you see where I'm going. So in 2004, I'll say elementary school, I was talking with someone who I thought was my friend, and I'm a very friendly person. I'm just talking and everything, and then next thing I know, this white kid spit in my face. And I started to rush him, and then the teachers broke it up and everything. It's like, well, he spit in my face. Blah, 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 this and that, I never forget that. It was in elementary school, and aside from that, I remember in 2004 when I was in. Hello, new user. Hello. I know you walked into an interesting situation, but so that's when You Got Served came out, right? So in Mississippi, for some reason, sometimes it was an immense amount of, or a majority white people on certain days, and then a whole bunch of black people on certain days, in the malls / the movie theaters, and then
on certain days.
Well, just at certain times, like a whole bunch of black people were definitely coming through to the mall and everything. You Got Served just came out, and people were hyped for that movie.
So, to see certain movies.
I think so, but like the mall and the theater is like right there, all connected. So it's like, I might as well do this, might as well do that. That being said, it was a whole bunch of people of color that were there on the day, and some friends of mine, we all blacks sit down at the food court table, and then fake mall cop comes up and it's like, y'all can't sit here. We're like, I said why? And then he's like, y'all can't, you gotta get up, you gotta go, and I'm like, why? So then two of my friends went one way, I was about to go the way that they were going, and then he's like, you gotta get out of here. I was like, what do you mean I gotta get out of here? My friends went this way. Like, what do you? She's like, you want me to, like, you want to go down to the station or something? I was like, no. And I was like, you can't arrest me. Like, I haven't done anything wrong. He's like, and then he got on his like, little talkie junk or whatever. And I turned around and I walked out. But then it was getting close to the time of the movie. Then I walked back in, and someone else, another fake mall cop came through and was like, said, didn't I tell you to get out of here, boy? And then, then like, so you know what, you're going down to the station with us or whatever, all this and that. I was like, you can't. And then they just like surrounded me, man. Like, and then I had the box Nokia at the time, like you can connect from the sewers when you are, you know what I mean?
Facts.
But my twin, she came through and. Because I asked, I was like, can I call my parents? She was like, no, you can't. And then my sister came through. I said, hey, call Dad. And my dad's like a very well-known lawyer, and like his goal is to become a civil rights lawyer, and that's exactly what he became. So he's very well-known in Tupelo, Mississippi. So they take me to the security room. And made me sign this little paper. They were gonna ban me for the mall for a year.
Yeah.
and I held it up, and they took a picture of it. I shouldn't have signed anything, but I was young and just kind of ignorant. Mm-hmm. And they got a close up of my sister. She was going off like on the phone and everything. Yahama. And so wait. My father comes to the mall. And somebody recognizes him, one of the security guys, not the one who, was around me, but he recognizes, like, oh, Mr. Mayfield.
Yeah. Yeah, that's trash.
So when they're like, oh snap, you're Mr. Mayfield's son, like that's kind of that kind of reaction. And he's like,
you can't just push me around, treat me like any other nigga.
Right. Exactly.
It's pure racism, bro. 100%. It's pure unadulterated.
Like, oh well,
Passed
like,
down.
my son says that you're going to ban him for the what what's going on? Where's the rules against? He's like, well, we got the rules. So we have like rules on the side of the door here, right? And he said, okay, can you show me? And he says, well, they were gonna for laundering or something like that, or and he's like, I don't see that they're here, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, well, they're not there, but it's understood to be. And he's
right.
Basically shut that all the way down.
So it was about y'all just hanging out in the food court, not eating.
Hanging out in the food court, and it's like if you're not eating, then you can't.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, they do that. They do that in a lot of malls. That's a real thing. But it's also racism. Because the only people who ever get stopped and questioned about the shit is niggas for some reason. The same shit happens up here.
About everything.
Facts.
About a lot of things.
You was right when you said the first time, everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they get to chill and do whatever the fuck they want to do. You feel what I'm saying? But like...
Yeah. Let me say this real quick. Because you can't tell me different, which I don't think you will. I'll mention it.
Don't fucking tell me what I'm going to tell and what I'm not going to tell you different. I'm going to tell you different. All right.
I'm going to challenge you, and you're still not going to tell me different.
All right. Word.
So, like, same thing in Arcadia. Dang. Arcadia is like that? That's California, right? Or Canada?
It's everywhere, son.
Got you. Arcadia is everywhere. No, okay, no. No, right. Okay, got you. So there's an interesting man that used to live here, like a few doors down from me. A white man. I think he was like either in the Navy or he used to be. But he gets drunk a lot or whatever. One of my other friends who's black, saw him like carrying his pistol around or whatever, and she called the cops. You know, you can't be waving his. They're telling him like chill on that. Like you're not supposed to be. Okay, California, I thought so. You're not supposed to be out here waving your gun and this and that or whatever. Like, but he's in his mind. You know, I think he has the kind of sort of mindset of like, there's no protection for like to protect or this and that. But if you're drunk, like a whole bunch of things could get misconstrued and everything.
No, there's laws against that, specifically drinking and having
too. So he would not. He's kind of weird to knock on the door and it'd be like, hey man, I was waiting on you to come out. I'm like, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. How you doing? It's like, and then at the end, every time when we leave, shake my hand. If you ever need anything, somebody mess with you, let me know. You know, like they always end it with that. So I'm like, gotcha.
This nigga wants to shoot somebody.
You know where I stay.
He wants to shoot somebody real bad.
Bruh. Looking for it. Some people are looking for it.
That is a fact. All of them are. Every single one of them who like collect a whole bunch of assault rifles and all kinds of gear and shit like that, and they just leave it in their house and stockpile ammo. They are looking for a reason to use it. They are absolutely looking for a reason. These niggas be like, we hunting and shit. I'm like, no, you're not. You're lying. You're lying and shit. That's what you're doing.
They're hunting.
Right, word. Forgive me. Right, you're right. You're right. They definitely are. They definitely are. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah,
hunting people.
Yeah. And so, who's on here? Let's poke everybody.
Go off,
I'm gonna poke back at this time, but you know.
But how long you been on for, nigga? It's been too long. You've been on for how long?
It's been 3 hours. Yellow.
Yeah, you was on for a while before I got here.
3 hours, 26 minutes. I hear you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you very much, y'all. Hey, yo, Jazz is still here. Oh, dope. Unless you turn the volume down. You don't have the volume down there, and I hope you're here. Thank you.
I mean, her face is there, but she probably left. You can't trust that shit. You know you can't trust that shit.
She poked back, but, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, though?
She's like, it's probably best if because I'm about to.
She said, I ain't listening to this white man no more.
No, listen, though. So, the incident that happened, it was, he had his gun, he got called on the cops. One of his other friends came downstairs, and the police came, and was like, hey, man, how you doing? And he's like, doing good, how are you? You know, he came down, he was right out my window. I was like, oh, man. I was like, do I need to go on the side of my bed? I think she got mad at it. She might be, I don't know. We'll have to talk. Or just probably mad about the situation. We'll see. But
yeah, I ain't seeing none of that.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to be in the way or anything, because then they're like, hey, we just want to understand your military and everything, or something like, oh, you used to be. He's like, yeah, or something like that. And he's like, and they said, so, Tara, hello, Tara Taylor, how are you doing? Wait, is this? Do I know you? No, I don't think I do. But hello, how are you doing? So, he said, hey, well, can you? The police asked him, could he come down? You know, it's like, we want to just talk to you. And he's like, oh, but you can come up here. You know, and you know, if you want to talk, you can come up here. You know, this and that. They are aware that guy has. So I'm like, okay, I probably need to lay to the side over here.
Word, definitely. I'm going in the bathtub.
Yeah, in the bathtub. I'm about to make the shower a bathtub.
Whereas I am laying underneath the bed.
underneath the.
I'm going outside. Fuck that shit. I'm going out the window.
Exactly.
Shoot through the bricks, goddammit.
19320. Hello, and Tara. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Thank you so much. In the zone 3X. So, what ended up happening is that he ended up going back to his place. Which he has multiple guns there. And I'm getting ready for work. And next thing I know, I'm like, they're saying, don't come outside. Because, to protect people and everything, or whatever.
What you mean they?
I guess police or whatever was saying like yo, don't come outside, like we need to handle the situation.
How did they say it to you? Oh, like they came to your door. They called.
I think yes, they was kind of like they were saying that to all the neighbors, everything. Yes, hey, can you stay inside? Make sure you stay inside.
Right.
They were cool about it, but like so at some point I get a knock on my door. And I think I just have my scrub on, and I just have my boxes or whatever. I open it, and then SWAT or something. They got the shotguns, they got the shield, the helmets, or serious police, and then they were like, "Hey, you need to get out. You need to because." And so I was like, "Well, can I at least put on my? Do I have time to put on my pants? Because I'm like, I gotta work. It's gonna look kind of weird if I'm going just with my scrub and my boxes." Yeah. And he's like, no. And I was like, dang. Okay,
I don't think so, man.
But
go ahead.
I don't know. I convinced him though. Like, all right. I was like, just putting on my stuff, and then I walk up, take my friend outside and everything, and then another one of my neighbors actually helped to negotiate. But I left.
Yeah.
Went to work. Came back. Police were just about to leave.
Nah, that's crazy.
They were there.
Did they shoot
for
this nigga?
Over 5 hours.
Just talking with him, right?
Talking.
Because he's a reasonable guy, right?
Because
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they just throw fucking grenades and tear gas and shoot into the houses of black folks for warrants for people who don't even live there and accidentally shoot the babies inside the house. Yeah, meanwhile.
Exactly that.
I understand why niggas is mad. I'm mad too.
Right. Of course.
But you just can't. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
So and I had a discussion.
Recontextualize it.
Of course, exactly. I believe in a better form of communication, because someone is not going to receive. Listen, you cannot pour water into a closed bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. He's like, I wonder what is going on right now. He's like, okay.
I don't know. I was like,
you can't put water into your eye all the way.
Right.
You can't put water into a closed bottle.
Or you can only put as much water as the cup has room for. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
All of that.
And
go ahead. We gotta go back and forth. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And you cannot keep the bottle full when there is a hole at the bottom.
Right, yo, facts.
Definitely.
Facts. Additionally, just one more real quick.
No problem.
Like if you're drinking water,
I already got one.
Like I don't. I'm trying to come up with it right now on the spot. If you have water, you feel what I mean? Then you can't be mad if somebody else is thirsty.
Gotcha. Also,
that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
If you put water into a pot and boil it, the water's gonna get hot.
Oh shit!
You see what I'm saying?
Yo,
if you let that water get hot enough and keep that same amount of water in there, it's gonna evaporate, and then
man, bro,
and it's
bro,
gonna be
yo, son, but yo, real talk, yo, you're absolutely right, And after the water evaporates, son, if things like cool off, yo, it's gonna condense, bro. It's gonna become water droplets. Now you got water everywhere,
and that's stained, unwashed dishes.
Oh my God, son. And unwashed dishes is like the plight of the black man in America, fam. Because like no matter what, those dishes gotta get clean.
They gotta get clean. You know,
no matter what.
If you treat us like plastic, and put us in the microwave, like the styrofoam junk, it's gonna burn a hole in the styrofoam.
It just don't. It just don't stand
throw
up.
it away. And
facts. Just discard it.
Right. I was about to say something, but that really made sense though. I was about, how can you steal our organs? And bury
you accidentally told the truth right there.
I accidentally told the truth for a second. Oh my gosh. No, but seriously, it's crazy. It's kind of like a disorder, where it's kind of like a lot of these folks want to take. Look, this is what I say. We are some of the most influential people in the entire world.
The most, from what I can see.
And some people want to steal the culture, but not have the struggles.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's like at this point, you know, I'm at a point in my life where I don't even have to like make that distinction anymore because that shit is fact. It's been facts. Everybody knows it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's move on from there. What's next? You know, because like they want to be
big ups to In the Zone. Thank you very much for keeping the the conversation and everything going.
Yo, In the Zone, go off, King.
Definitely.
So, yo, you know what? Take some time. You feel what I'm saying, and get into them comments because I'll just keep talking.
No problem. Same.
Tara Taylor, it's a pleasure to have you joining us here.
We got to switch it up a little bit. Tara Taylor, hello. In the Zone, hello. This is, we.
K Mozzie and I fucked around and got into a real convo. We're not supposed to do this on Live It, and we know that we're not supposed to do this on Live It.
They about to shut us down, man.
Or any social media, really, because people are mad pussy. Oh. Meanwhile, I'm a terrible person, for the record. K Mozzie's a great person. I'm a terrible person. That's why I'm little.
No.
Because I'm a small person.
It's some great folks here right now, including Yellow Does It, and I Heal You, who's an amazing, wonderful human being. And Ayo Jazz, I'm not sure if she can hear me or is here, but so much love for her too. Says, indeed, thank you, awesome. And says, I would like both of you to call me when can do a lot together. Interesting. Yes, it's hit us. Can you make an Instagram or can you just make an Instagram account just for that specifically? Just DM me on my Instagram you can find me. Hello and always. Once again, guys, if you're just not tuning in, you can find me on 3 of my platforms that are connected here on Live It. Through Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Please do follow me there and subscribe and do all what you do. Also, my Facebook. Listen, I don't promote my Facebook, but you can reach out to me on Facebook too. And Tara, it is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. I tell you what, make me one. I don't think I can make one for you.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. You would have to do that.
Yeah.
Yo, Jazz, yo.
Hey, look, I'm so glad that you're here, Ayo Jazz. Did you leave or were you here the whole time?
She's like, I ain't talking to this white man no more.
Ayo Jazz, you already
Jazz
know.
said, fuck that cracker.
We love you, Ayo Jazz. And we love
Yo, and for the record, I understand. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get it.
I understand. I'm out, but I was here the whole time. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that you were here. Please, listening. Got you. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for telling telling me that, I can't speak for. Thank you for telling us that. I'll say it, but I appreciate you, Jazz, and I understand, and I would definitely like to talk more with you on that. In the Zone 3X, I do have a Facebook though. Okay, dope. Listen. I'm gonna give you my Facebook. Please do hit me up on there. This is my full government. Oh my gosh. I got you. I'm way ahead of you.
Bro, just get an Instagram, yo. It's like right next to Facebook. Facebook owns it. You know what I'm saying? And in that way, because I don't fuck with Facebook. In that way,
you gotta look up this whole
we all
name.
can have a whole. We all can have a whole Instagram. Why did you do that? Is that your Facebook?
Yeah.
We all can have a whole Instagram like conversation together. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. Big facts. Can you create you an Instagram and find Yellow, and then we can just chop it up, man. That would be dope. We can even do freaking video call. Okay, because the three of us can make changes. I believe so. That's one of my main goals is to
probably not, but we can definitely do everything that we can.
Exactly, and to be a part of the change. It's a certain way that we have to be while still being ourselves. It's a certain way that we have to promote, and likeness attracts likes. But at the end of the day, there's more. The powers that be, per se. You know what I'm saying? Try Tyler, hello. You guys are the heart and soul. Well, I appreciate that. Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that. Was that the grudge sound? Taylor, it's too deep to go into right now, but we're chatting about.
We were talking about racism, something light.
Something real light,
light work.
Something real easy.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we figured it out. We solved it too, which is crazy.
We solved it. Trey Teller, hello, thank you for the share. Minutes. I am the example. Yes, we have to be the example indeed. It's going to take more than us. But yeah. Oh, is this Karabel or Genki desu ka, Karabel? Oh, okay. For example, my mom died 5 years ago. How did she die?
I'm sorry to hear that, but what is that an example of?
I think that's
what exactly?
I think it's an incomplete example.
I'm like, wait a minute, what? For example, wait, what the fuck? Yeah. My pops died like 12 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this month. That's probably why I wasn't streaming the last few days, because around this time of the year, I suddenly remembered that I don't like none of you motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's not you motherfuckers specifically. It's pretty much just all of y'all. So I mean, shit happens.
So your pops died 12 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Got you. Do you mind if I ask you howdy, Pash?
I don't really know. He kind of just like started dying. So like it was like congenital heart failure. Which is, he had diabetes. Like he was wild. That nigga was doing whatever he wanted for however many years. So then he was like 58, and his body was like, "Yeah, I quit." You know what I mean? So that's pretty much. He was dying for like a couple years. Really, he was just like slowly deteriorating. Well, quickly deteriorating. It just felt slow because like we was dealing with it at the time. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure exactly what killed him, but he had like a couple of heart attacks. He had a couple of strokes. You feel what I'm saying?
Maybe him doing what he was.
Everything. Yeah, his whole life of like reckless living. Yeah, that's probably has something to do with it.
YOLO life.
And the cigarettes. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like my people's come from the bottom, my nigga. Like my black family is the ain't shittest of the ain't shittest. You feel what I'm saying? Like we are the dregs, my nigga. The bottom. The bottom. Like y'all got like lawyers and doctors and shit in y'all family. Like none of us, we were lucky to be nurses. You feel what I'm saying?
Bruh,
Like,
and
it is different.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. And thank you for the share. My father.
You thank me for sharing, but like you started talking before I was done. But it's cool though. You feel me?
Nah, I wasn't thanking you for sharing.
Never mind then. I should have known better.
No,
Inglewood
please.
was a very bad theft city. That's a fact.
Yes, Inglewood for sure. What I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, Jeff is over there. I was saying, my father, he comes from Okolona, Mississippi.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I know. It's the reason why you probably don't. But, you know, and with 5+ children as siblings, and his father died when he was like 9 from like a car accident. You know, coming back, roads were icy. You know, bringing back Christmas gifts and everything, what have you, and he died. You know, had a wreck. So single mother, don't have much money, like poor, you know, and in a time where my father actually picked cotton when he was younger, and I don't know why he was back to like, oh, and I was the best. I used to pick the most cotton. Now I'm telling you, he worked for a white man. It's like basically like, but and pick cotton. You know, like, and like every time when we were at home, we used to pass by this. There's a cotton field that's close by. He's like, I need to take y'all out there to the cotton field and so y'all can know how it is to pick some cotton there. And I'm like, man, oh my gosh, just be quiet. Anyways, so,
that shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's funny as fuck, bro. That's hilarious.
So, but yeah, and out of his, you know, from his upbringing, he's not supposed to be where he is, you know, and because this is and also
right. No, because most of the niggas are not.
Yeah. Thank you for
You know what I'm saying? Most of the niggas are not, but he is.
Yeah, and then what I would say is a slap in the face on some of the things, because like one of the things that he did with one of his best friends who became his best man was at Ole Miss. You've heard of Ole Miss before, yeah?
No.
Ole Miss College in Mississippi. You know, they were kind of
protesting. I don't know nothing about none of that shit, bro.
Gotcha. Okay, well, put you up on game a little bit. So in Ole Miss,
I appreciate you.
No problem. On Ole Miss, you know, a lot of racism was going on. Of course, it's still going on. I mean, well, you know, a lot of prejudice and everything. So,
facts.
They didn't have any black folks on a basketball team or anything, and they were just protesting that and deeper situations as well. And because they did that, found themselves in jail. You know.
Yeah.
Packed up in jail, and they got kicked out of school. Say, well, dang, where do we go now?
See, that shit is crazy, yo. That shit is absolutely,
you know,
like that's pure racism. That's what that is.
Of course.
Right?
Like all the stuff that you see,
trying to get equality, trying to have the same or equal measure as everybody else. You feel what I'm saying? It's them thrown in jail, which is already, you know what I mean? Like, they could have died, easily could have died.
Of course.
And then because of that one experience, because they was thrown in jail for protesting some shit, they then are denied the education that's supposed to be the great equalizer. It's fucking like, yo.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword to a certain degree.
It's the system, bro. You can't fight it. You can't beat it. Like, that's what they want you. That's how they have it set up.
Right. And along with that, you know, so they end up going to a different college. Funny thing, later on in life, you know, my dad becomes a really well-known lawyer, and his friend becomes like a high professor at the at the college where he got kicked out of and put in jail for. So that was like a kind of like a big slap in the face, and so that I thought that was pretty dope. My sister actually ended up going to college there too, so I thought that was just pretty. It's pretty interesting. It's like, man, it's like showing that it did promote change. There's change there's change. Everything is not where it.
There has absolutely been change. There has absolutely been change. Facts. Like the type of shit that happened to a mob. The type of shit that happened to.
So let me say this really quick. The type of it's okay. Remember that. In fact, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I forgot who was elected, but in Mississippi, I was here. The one I don't know the whole situation, but I do know that it could not be sugarcoated. One woman who was in some political form or fashion was running for, I don't know what she was running for, but she said if Dada had a public hanging, I'd be the first one there,
Right.
And Trump came to my hometown at the airport, had a whole rally of them there, and promoted her, and she won the election. It's like, who are you placing in power?
Racism.
I'm like, it's crazy.
Which is why we have to be so diligent, you know what I mean? Which is why we have to
where I'm going.
Organize and galvanize people to get involved, because
of course, because if you're not
right
involved, then you're just left to your preconceived notions. Is like, well, can't you just get over it, or like, can't you like, isn't it like, it's not like, because then they assume everything is the same. Like, well, I just do this and this works for me,
right?
But like,
because they just can't see it. They just don't. They just don't have the perspective for it, right? Like,
definitely. I made it a goal to get on this app and to make some change in what I can do. To not only be a guy to get to a really good position, or make some change, but also a man of color to do something on this app, to do the seemingly impossible, per se.
It's definitely different. It's definitely different for you niggas. I'm special, you feel what I'm saying?
So grew up.
Meanwhile, I got like 40,000. I got like 40K coins.
But I mean, just like it's like, I'm not doing this just because like, and then the right people have come along and also been inspired as well as support me. Like, that's what I appreciate. Not just people when they gift, but like when people gift with their heart, and they also help to motivate me and support me, in this, including yourself. And also, I heal you. Also, Ayo.
Now, according to you, I be running around here just giving all these pretty girls red envelopes, my nigga. That's according to you.
Well, you motivate me. No, you do more than that. But yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I know a lot's been said. What has in the zone 3X's, but where I'm going, I was brought up for her without being out on the street getting into trouble. I grew up a very baddest asthmatic, but my gym, rad baller. So like the average black young guy, straight away from problems or trouble.
Hello.
Interesting.
Thank you for liking.
So what I know experience